Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Heard That. Zach Barnes here for the WT Sports Network. I'm here to tell you about what was another solid weekend for Buff and Lady Buff sports. Buffalo football took a trip to Silver City, New Mexico on Saturday to take on the Western New Mexico Mustangs. Despite a big deficit going towards the end of the fourth quarter, the Buffs were able to pull back and force it into overtime where they ended up with a 37-30 win.
It was most definitely it was the craziest game. I was trying to think back if there was a crazier ending of any game I've ever been a part of as a coach or player, and I really couldn't find one on the way home. And here's the whole thing I was most pleased about. You use all your timeouts. It's 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. You're 2 scores down, and you got a group of guys that just found a way to make a couple plays. I mean, because that's really what it ended up being. It ended up being an onside kick, 2 pass completions, and then ended up getting a key stop there in overtime. And so, I mean, you're talking about just pure craziness. And for us, it's one of those ones you always talk to your guys, just keep playing, something will happen, something's good's going to happen, if you just keep punching the clock and keep working. And so the guys actually, it's kind of tangible now. They can really believe it and see it. Everything worked out good because he kicked it right at the right guy he was supposed to kick it at, and it caught him in between hops because he took the big hop. And so it was just, you can say he practiced it and work it, but once you get that onside kick when you really got to do it, it's less than 50-50 for sure. So it was neat to see.
With that final game, the Buffs ended the season with a 6-5 record, and also with those 10 seniors who played their last game for the Buffs. Best of luck to you guys in your future endeavors, and also best of luck to Austin Carson, who's getting to play in the National Bowl on December 4th in Daytona Beach, along with some of the best in NCAA football. After the weekend, Lady Buff volleyball on a 3-game winning streak where they ended their regular season here at home, winning both of their games. Friday, the Lady Buffs saw Texas Women's University where they ended up getting a big 3-0 sweep over the Pioneers on senior night.
Lady Buff's going to set up on the near side. Taylor Kress goes cross court, just able to get that one inbounds and serve. This is going to be set on the near side. Corey Haley able to get under it. Kress gets this good save, and Corey Haley has to bump that one over. Up by Kress, kept in by Haley. This is going to be set for Kress on the near side. Puts that one down. Point Lady Buffs. Henning with serve, and a bad dig from Bailey French is going to end this one. Lady Buffs on senior night sweep Texas Women's in what has been a solid night of volleyball.
And the following Saturday, they saw Texas A&M Commerce, where they ended up winning in 4 sets, 3-1.
Schultz is going to give this one to Kress in the middle. This one's going to go out of bounds off of A&M Commerce. Blocker's last one to touch it, Riley Fuentes. This is going to be set on the near side for Taylor Kress. Lauren Britton's right there to save that one from a Commerce block.
Lady Buffs look to continue that forward momentum going into San Angelo, actually today, as they will hit the road and they will see Texas A&M Kingsville tomorrow in the first round of the LSC tournament. Start time for that game tomorrow is set for noon. There will be live stats and streaming available. Buffalo basketball continuing their winning ways, hosting a couple games this last weekend. On Friday, the Buffs saw the 15th ranked Fort Lewis, where they ended up with a big 90-82 win. Multiple Buffs having big nights. David Chalovic leading and scoring with 21 points. Jordan Evans with 18 and Ryan Quaid with 15 on the night. Then on Saturday, the Buffs saw the Cowboys of New Mexico Highlands, where they ended up with a 92-77 win. David Chalovic again leading and scoring with 22 points, with Joseph Prince not too far behind him with 21.
We want to play good teams, and we knew scheduling going out to California, those were going to be tough games for us out there. Really good teams, and then playing Lubbock each. Lubbock was in the national tournament last year, and so it's something that'll get us ready for the LSC. LSC right now in men's basketball is 19-2, and one of the losses was Eastern to Fort Lewis by 1 point, and Eastern had a chance to win that game. So it is a very tough conference. And so we want to set ourselves up by playing tough teams in the non-conference to get ready for that.
Buffs now sitting at a 5-0 record this week as they will head to Lubbock Christian tomorrow to take on the Chaps at 7 o'clock.
It's going to be a tough game. They started off 0-2 right now, but they've played 2 very good teams. They got us twice last year, kind of kept us out of the regional. That is a huge game for us. Todd does a really good job down there with his guys, and we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we've got the energy. You know, we've played a lot of ball games right now, but we've got a couple days to get ready for Lubbock, and it should be a really good game on Thursday.
Lady Buff basketball hosted an exhibition game against Wayland Baptist on Saturday. Lady Buffs ended up getting a 61-56 win over Wayland. 3 Lady Buffs ended up with double-digit points on the night. Allie Decker with 14, Lexi Hightower 13, and Madison Wild with 12. Up next, the Lady Buffs will take on St. Edwards here at home on Friday. Tip-off set for 5:30.
We played St. Edwards last year as well. It's an in-region game, so important game for us. What we'll see a little bit differently is they're normally a pretty athletic team, which we will see some of that, but they have a few more shooters. This year they like up-tempo, getting up and down the floor, and they're pretty defensive-minded as well. So, I mean, they have their leading scorer back, so we'll have a game plan ready for them.
WT Equestrian with another successful trip, this time ending their fall season at New Mexico State. Callie Berg, Lauren Eaton, Katherine Johnson, and Kendall Walmer all winning their individual events. Walmer also being named Most Outstanding Player of the weekend. And finally, Buffs cross country heading down to Florida, where on Saturday morning they will race in the national final.
Well, the work's been put in at this point. We had a nice session Saturday morning, just kind of our last little sharpening type session, and the guys look really good. We're starting to look like we're getting our legs back under us a little bit, just from all the racing and training that we put into the season. And so I think if we can freshen up in this next week, we'll be in a good place going into the national championship. This is a fairly new course. They ran the regional championship for the South on that course, and it was pretty slow. I've seen some video from it. There's some long sweeping hills and things like that. So you know, that's something that we knew, and that's why we've been going to courses like Oklahoma State and Fort Hays, very hilly, challenging courses. So when we get there, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. I think that we do have the ability to be a top 10 team. I think we're going in ranked 21st or something like that. That doesn't really matter. I mean, 2 years ago, I think we went in ranked 18th and finished 11th. Our goal is ultimately top 10. I think we got to get 2 guys in the top 40. We got to get 2 other guys in the top 80. And then our 5th guy has to be somewhere in the top 150. And I think that's very doable for this group. We've got to have a great day, but if it happens, then I think we can be a top 10 team.
Thank you for joining us this week on Heard That. Just so you know, next week's episode will be coming out on Tuesday instead of Wednesday due to the Thanksgiving break. But otherwise, for the WT Sports Network, I'm Zach Barnes, and we'll see you next time.